Hi, I'm Jeff Stokes. Welcome to Jeff's Daily Dose of Encouragement. Today I want to encourage you to rejoice in tribulation. In John 16:33, Jesus, the second half of that verse, it says, "In the world you shall have tribulation. Be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." For Christians today, there's not only tribulation and persecution and threat of martyrdom in countries, in a lot of Islamic countries and communist countries, but even in what we would call Western countries, particularly actually in the United Kingdom, there's a lot of persecution in often different ways against Christians because of their beliefs, because they will not call someone by their preferred pronouns. There's a teacher in the United Kingdom is in hiding because he spoke about Islam. You can't even pray within a certain distance of an abortion clinic. You can't even stand there silently and pray in your head. There's all sorts of things going on, and it's not only Christians that are being persecuted, just the general citizenry are, and they're calling basically anything that someone gets, if anyone gets offended, it's called hate speech, and then you can be arrested for that, for a non-hate crime. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's the state of the world today, with all these lefty communist people that want to shut down free speech. They're persecuting Christians, especially for, as I said, they won't say that if you say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, a biological female is what a biological female is, and a man is a biological man, and a woman can't be a man and a man can't be a woman, and all those things which we know is true. The whole world is turned upside down on that stuff, and it's caused a lot of people to suffer a lot, Christians a lot, because of silly things like that. I remember a few years ago a doctor even got sacked or whatever because someone asked him a loaded question just to trap him, and he said that he would never say that a woman was a man or a man was a woman or whatever. He wouldn't say that, and so he got sacked just because he said that. A judge even got sacked in the family court because he preferred that a child would be better off with a mum and a dad, a male and a female parent, and then the same-sex couple they went and caused trouble, all sorts of things like that. But we know, as Jesus said, "In the world you shall have tribulation, be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." And James says this, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations," or another verse says, "various trials, knowing this, that the trying of your faith produces patience, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." And Jesus also said in the Sermon on the Mount that we're to at the end of the Beatitudes, it says, here we go, "Blessed are you which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for this is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad," it says. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. That's in Matthew 5, verse 10 to 12. That's at the end of the Beatitudes. So, and I mean, that's easier said than done, to rejoice. But we see with the apostles, even in the book of Acts, when the Pharisees and everything got a hold of them and then beat them and they went back to their people, they rejoiced that they were counted worthy to suffer for the Lord's sake. And boy, I think we need the grace of God for that. But that's my encouragement for you today, is to rejoice in tribulation. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Saved from sins, saved from wrath to come. For whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwells in him, and he in God. And, you know, Jesus has overcome the world. And all we have to do is hide ourselves in him, hold on to him. And the tribulation, well, it's temporary. But salvation is forever. God bless you. Have a great day.